How we doing?
Good. How are you, Coach?
Good.
Blessed day to be alive.
Amen.
So, Coach, you got a talented room you're working with right now. Can you talk a little bit about what you're seeing from your core back there? There's a lot of guys that have been pretty productive so far this first week.
Well, it's been a lot of fun seeing them push each other, challenge each other, and trying to grow. That's the biggest thing, is that everybody knows that we all got to grow out there, and I've kind of let them know from spring, right, and definitely moving forward in camps that we're going to rely on the entire room. We're not just relying on one person out there. So everybody's got to hold your weight. And that was one of the things that Byron Carwell was actually just talking to the young guys about holding up their end of the bargain with this, So it's been a lot of fun seeing those guys all take strides in different directions, seeing guys Jet continue to grow in the pass protection, right? Seeing Byron growing in the pass protection, seeing Jamal Wiley get downhill a little bit on some things over there. So it's been a lot of fun seeing these guys just slowly but surely take the next step.
Jamal's the new guy in the room, and he seems to bring a combination of power and a little bit of burst out there. Can you talk about what you see out of him?
Well, when we, started targeting Jamal and looked at him as a guy that we wanted to get into our program, we knew that he was a guy who could get downhill, right? And, so we get him here this summer, and he's, about 215. He's probably like 223, 224 right now. Coach B and his staff did a great job working with him this summer. Still got to kick some of the freshmen out of him a little bit, but he gets downhill. Guys don't want to step in front of him. Guys do not want to get in front of him. He's low, right? He's a Texas cowboy. Now, he is a legit cowboy, right? Coming here wearing the cowboy hat, the boots, the whole nine, right? So he's a great kid, and he's going to get downhill on you, and don't step in front of him too often. He's going to make you make a business decision.
Javion's a guy that got hurt late last year, but he was able to get back on the field a little bit, which was encouraging.
Yeah.
He looks bigger and stronger. He came back in spring kind of that way, and he doesn't seem to have lost much of a step. Can you talk about what you see out of him, too?
Well, again, big credit to our performance staff and Coach Brian Johnson and the work that they've done in there. They got the kid up to 190, 192 pounds, right? So, he's put on significant weight since the end of last season. And, part of that in the weight room and out here training with the guys, you start to build a little bit more confidence to you, right? And so for him, it was kind of like, hey, we're going to get you back on the bike, right? Yeah, you fell off the bike, right? You got a little kid, and the first time they ride the bike, they fall off, and mom's running out, the world is ending, right? No, get back on the bike, right? Get back on the bike, get to pedaling, let's go. Give him a little push, right? Give him a little sense of confidence. You're yelling, kind of running next to him, and then you go in. And that's what we've seen with Jet, right? He's back on the bike, right? Got bigger, got stronger, stayed just as fast, right? He's still hitting 22 miles an hour on the GPS, right? So he hasn't lost a step, and as we've told these guys again and again, the stronger you get, the faster you get. And he's showing it. He's had some great camps, some great runs in camp. Looking forward to seeing him continue to grow as a player.
I think he had 5 runs of 20 or more yards in one practice earlier this week.
Yeah.
Is that building his confidence?
Definitely. He and I sat down and had a talk probably midway through spring ball. He didn't feel like he was having a good spring. And it's like, no, you're doing fine. Let's look at some tape. Let's talk about it. And we re-echoed those things after our second practice, and he's just been ripping them. That was the same thing. You go look at the last 6 practices of the spring, ripping off runs. That's who he is. That's why he has that nickname, the Jet, right? Because he can go, right? And so it's just a matter of getting over little hurdles, right? The injury last season, right? Kind of a little setback there. Hey, you're a small guy. No, you're not a small guy, right? You're just built different. But if they can't catch you, they can't touch you. That's what it is for us. So we're just going to keep pushing him and keep growing him.
You mentioned getting some of the freshmen out of these guys. Have you got a sense that there's maybe some things that they have to kind of work on? I know there's always talk about head spinning, for freshmen this time of year. How much have you got that sense with your young guys?
Well, the volume of information that you're going to get in any college program is going to be night and day over what probably 90% of high school teams are doing, right? And there's no disrespect to what high school coaches are doing. We have a lot more time to do this part of it, and you have a number of tremendous high school coaches with tremendous systems, but we put some more detail into something. So it's a new adjustment, right? They're coming from king in the hill at their high school, so all of a sudden you're just another guy in the room, and hey, wait, I have to clean the tables, wait, I have to wipe the boards off, so you got to kick a little bit of that out. And then it's like, it's their first time away from home, right? So get to sleep a little longer. Mom's not telling me to get up. Hey, I can stay up, a little later, and so we got to kick a little bit of the freshman habits, right? They haven't had to go to a bunch of position meetings. They went to position meetings, but they haven't went to 3 position meetings in one day where you're required to take notes, right? Go to a special teams meeting where you're required to take notes. Go to a team meeting where you're not only hearing football, but you're getting life lessons from Coach Wilcox as well, which, again, you're required to take notes. So getting them to understand in the process of how you do things at your place, in particular how we do things here, right? That's the part that is a big catch. You got to kick the freshmen out of it, right? Hey, you don't give them a pass just because they're new to it, right? Just because you're new doesn't mean it's okay to mess up. You might mess up, but we're going to grab you by the ear and pull you along. Okay, you can't make that mistake again. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If you want to do this the way we do it, the standard is the standard. Don't really care when or how you got here. The standard is the standard. So if you want to get on the field, adhere to the standard.
Kadarius was kind of taking some of those guys under his wing today and talking to them when they're kind of going through drills. How important is it to have someone like that in the room?
You have to have somebody who's going to lead, right? The position coach can't always be the barker, right? You got to have a mouthpiece, right? Somebody else will do it for you. The beautiful thing for our room, today was Kadarius. At the end of practice, it was Byron Carwell. Last night in meetings, it was Jade Knott. The day before, it was Javian Thomas. Right? The day before that, it was Dean Taylor Chapman. Right? So everybody is doing it because they all know, hey, they were all freshmen. And one thing we do in the running back room here at Cal is we lead our young. We teach them. Right? We're not going to leave them just to figure it out. We're going to bring them along, kicking and screaming, but they're going to come along.
Byron's pretty far removed from that injury now. It looks like he's got a certain look about him. I mean, how would you describe his camp so far?
It's been a pretty good camp for Byron. He's done a really good job. He's been great in pass protection, and you start to see him get his confidence back, right? When you have a lower extremity injury, it can set you back mentally. It's usually the biggest thing, right? The science nowadays, what they do in repairing the body and all that stuff, it's amazing. But it's the mind, right? It's getting your edge back, right? How do you get the edge back? And so, we continue to push Byron in ways that we know that he'll respond to. Byron is a very sharp and smart individual, and so we try to make sure that we tap into things that are going to connect with him and resonate with him. And so it's been working, right? And he's doing a really good job. I'm really excited to see what he's going to get back to and beyond.
You've got a room full of guys that could legit carry the load at running back, and you've got an alpha dog and a guy like Jaden. How do you optimize the talent in the room?
Well, you really just turn on an NFL game, right, and show them. There's not one guy doing it all. So if you have aspirations to play in the NFL, you better learn how to work with the other guys in your room. You better learn how to push them. You better learn how to celebrate their successes. And then when it's your opportunity, carry the torch. Right? And so we look at what each one of them are doing and say, okay, how do we put this in a game plan? Oh, hey, we can add this type of play to what we already do because this guy has this skill set. And so now you can call anything you want, right? You're not just limited just saying, we can only do these type of plays, only do those type of plays. You have so many different skill sets that you find a way to get them on the field, right? And we have good football players with a versatility and skill set. Your team only becomes better as long as they can retain it mentally. And that's what we push to do, and that's what we can go back in here and do tonight when we're done. We're going to get back on the board, get back on the film. We're going to turn on some NFL tape. We're going to study it up, and we'll come out ready to go tomorrow.
You and Coach Blesh had input in the offense last year, and you're back again this year, but Coach Blesh is the one running things. Have there been any tweaks to what Cal fans saw on the field last year, what we're going to see this year?
What I think you'll see more of, points, right? What we'll do schematically, we got Coach Gilbert on staff now, Coach Blesh calling it. We all bring different stuff to the table. We've all had various offensive backgrounds that we respect and understand the opinion and the input. And so if we got something that's going to help, we do it. So, yeah, you're going to see some different stuff, but I can't give it all up now.
Well, points is what it comes down to.
Hey, I'm going to give you some points, and that's about it. Anything else, you got to buy you a ticket to come sit in this bad boy. And guess what? I'll high-five you. You're a new season ticket holder, meet me in the tunnel. But you better be a season ticket holder, though.
You ran through drills a little bit there. Do you still have a couple plays left in you?
No. I got one play, only one. And to be honest, I hurt my foot earlier in camp. And so today was the first time that I actually went through a drill, and my foot is killing me right now. So I'm on my way to the ice bath for this one. But I wear cleats every day to practice, right? It's just what I do, right? Why do I wear cleats? I have to be able to show these guys at least one drill. If I can't do the drill, honestly, if I can't do the drill, stop coaching. Stop coaching. It's just what it is, because I don't need them to believe that I can still do it, but if I can do it, they damn sure can. They damn sure can. If I can't do it, if I have to only use my words, I do get paid for my words, but I got to be able to show them too.
Makes sense.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, appreciate you guys.